What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. I've had a hell of a day with my computer, so it's taken longer to upload these videos today, but I think things should be running smoothly now, so we'll see how that goes. Hit that like button, subscribe. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Here we are, $448 with roughly 10 and a half hours, 10 hours, 40 minutes left in the day. We are moving up a little bit. Yeah, we're at 448 right now. Nice to see, off of our lows of about $420. We protected the stoner threshold, and we are puff and pass and back to the upside here. Looking like what we've done again is the classic Bitcoin Cash maneuver, where we do see a slightly lower low. It's like we break out of the range, but it's not a real breakout. We fake people out, and then boom, then we move up, right? Bitcoin Cash loves to do that to the upside and to the downside. We had no volume at all on this move down, and that really reinforced the confidence that I had and still have that we will move back up, and likely on this next attempt, because of this like overall little like W shape we have, we should see the price rapidly approach this level here, if not above. I really was thinking for a long time that we would stop here. I'm really coming around to the idea that we do just move all the way up to this 570, 580, and maybe even above there kind of area. It might not be all in one fell swoop. Maybe it is. Bitcoin Cash can definitely move fast whenever it wants to. But maybe we find some resistance, some turbulence along the way, and then we go up here. Perhaps it is one fell swoop of a move. Maybe it's something different than either of these paths that I've drawn, but just an idea there of what's coming next. We look at the 1 hour time frame, and yes, in case anybody missed my Bitcoin video, and in case anybody has been living under a rock, yes, the Strait of Hormuz is open. Apparently, things are de-escalating in the Middle East. So I wouldn't be surprised with all this news, all this good news going on, if the price of Bitcoin came down. I still believe Bitcoin Cash is going to move up, but hey, looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, we have a little secret. We have some secret sauce here expressing some downward volatility, don't we? We've got a gap here. We've got a gap here. If you guys know anything about these Coinbase 1 hour gaps, you know that typically they do get filled. And neither, we've got a gap there and a gap there that have not been filled. That's at 436 to 440. We probably come down back below 440. So from here, I wouldn't be surprised if everybody's super bullish. They think they know what they're doing. We've got the insider information. Iran conflict's over, or so they say, and then we dump down. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's not over. Maybe things kick back up. We still have troops hanging out in that area for a reason, and I know Iran's on guard too. So we've seen how this goes before with Israel when a ceasefire is declared and both Israel and Iran are attacking each other still. So I'm pretty sure part of the terms of this ceasefire are that Israel does not retaliate or attack, and Iran doesn't attack each other, as well as the United States. So uh, we'll see how that goes. We've been through this before. It might be several more weeks before something like this is completely official. Though it does seem official right now. We'll see. We'll see what goes on. Um, Nonetheless, regardless if we get bad news or good news, I'm thinking the good news here, we're going to get a sell the news event. Will probably come down in the short term. You can see it here on the 1 hour time frame, man. I mean, it's clear as day, right? We're here. We've moved up. There's not a lot of volume as we're moving up. We're probably going to pull back and likely see these lower areas. So that's the call for now. We're probably going to come down and then move up. I still believe everything that I said in the original part of the video, the beginning part of the video. We will move up. Just a little bit of volatility first. We look at the indicators. I'm not going to be surprised whenever we find, yes, bearish divergence, double bearish divergence at that, bearish divergence on the stochastics, and yes, bearish divergence on the MACD, bearish divergence on all three of our indicators, and the volume sucks as we're pumping. Everybody's bullish at the top too because of the news. They think they know something special that nobody else seems to know. And in those moments where we all think we're a bunch of geniuses, that's when the price surprises you. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, we are at a point where we will find resistance, or typically we do find resistance. We haven't been overbought, or at least not deep in the overbought zone, for quite some time. We could push up a little bit higher. It doesn't have to be from here that we find resistance, but I wouldn't be surprised if this $450 top that we have right here, if this was it. I don't think that we push too much higher at all. In fact, I feel very confident saying that is the absolute high. Now might be a good time to go short, as counterintuitive as that seems. Prior support, finding resistance there. Bada bing, bada boom, you know what's going on. Looking at this from a high to a low. High to a low. Interesting. Interesting on the fibs. Maybe it's not the right fib to take. I mean, that is the high, that is the low, but maybe we should take this relative high here, because this is like the beginning of that move down, I guess. No, I mean, I don't know. This fib could express more upside, and again, maybe we do go up a little bit, but I still think that we have a date with destiny down here. We're probably going to go to this 434 level, or at least something just above there. You know, prior areas of support here. Find support, get a higher low, continue to move up. Right? We'll scare people because we'll break out of this trend line of truth and significance, and it's not that significant at all. We'll find support below it, and then we'll move up. That's pretty much typically what we do. 4-hour indicators. RSI at resistance areas. The stochastics are overbought. The last time we were overbought here was at the high. Last time we were overbought there was a relative high in which we pulled back. The time before that, same thing. You know, is it going to be the same thing here? Probably. The MACD, while taking a bullish shape, you have seen some bullish momentum here build at a kind of, I wouldn't say impressive rate, but at a larger rate than we typically see, or we've typically seen over the past month, really. And we're at a point to find resistance, a point of contention here with our oscillators. So I do think, you know, it's Wednesday. We probably chill for the rest of the week, and then next week might be the week that we start to move back up. That's kind of the path that I foresee here. We probably do chill, and then next week we move up. That's the expectation. Looking at this on the daily time frame, stochastics look fine. The MACD is dying off in its bearish momentum. That's good. The RSI rejected the oversold zone. Not bad, but it's bearish overall. I'm back to where I was in the very beginning of this video, where I'm thoroughly under the belief that we do move higher. We will continue to move higher, and once we get above this point here, we likely see the price eviscerate anything in its path until we get to this $535 level, to maybe even something around $600, something in this zone here. I'm still uncertain as far as where we're going to stop, but I'm very convinced that we're going to make short work of these prices in between. And 570, 591, we probably find some turbulence up here, come back down, and then I believe that we should be moving up, and even above this high. Going into May and June, we should be moving up above this high. But I don't know if it's going to happen here this month of April. We'll see. The sooner the better. It's not going to be worse, but we also want some methodology here. We don't want to just go erratic through the roof. Those erratic moves typically have erratic pullbacks. If we're a little bit more consistent, we build our way up to this point of the breakout, then that erratic move can start from a higher point. That would be nice, and we definitely have a lot of time to do that before this final leg of the bear market kicks off for Bitcoin. I've got nothing else to say. Whenever I say final leg, I just mean I do believe Bitcoin has lower to go, but I don't think we're going to see that until June. So, you know, it's April 8th. We've got plenty of time between now and then. Anyways, hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Do not get too excited about the news, okay? The news might be really exciting. It might make you feel super special, like you have inside information and you can make a trade that nobody else is going to make. You know something special. Just be careful if you're ever in those situations, my friends. Be careful. Don't put yourself in a risk-on environment. I really do think this is the time maybe to even go short for a lot of different cryptos. Not long, but I digress. Probably stay away from leverage altogether. Hit that like button, subscribe. Take care. Bye-bye.